Hey guys, it's Core Ross and welcome to Busting Rainbow Six Siege. Today we are myth-busting the brand new reworks to IQ and Twitch. And these changes will be coming to the game with the Crystal Guard season. And the usual disclaimer that this is on the test server right now, so there might be tweaks before it goes live, but I'll keep you up to date if there is. So let's begin with IQ. So IQ's rework is very simple. She works exactly the same as she does now, except she can ping the items that she's detecting for her teammates. This is a huge change, even though it is extraordinarily simple, but there is a few additional things as well. So for instance, a UI upgrade has been added to the flip-up display that actually shows what you're detecting with IQ's device. This is really good, so you don't have to be kind of try to guess sometimes what it is you're actually seeing. Now you can simply look at it and easily tell what you're detecting. So let's get started with the first myth, and that is that she can detect defenders who are on the cameras. Now of course it's always been the case that IQ could detect defenders who were using their phones. However, she wasn't able to kind of translate that information over very well to her teammates. Whereas now she can actually ping the location of those mobile phones to her entire team. So defenders that are using their cams actually are able to be detected and located. This is also the case for operators like MAESTRO, Echo and Muzzy, who are also driving drones or using turrets as well. So this is a pretty big deal for IQ, and this brings in a whole new strategy, which is you bring Dokkaebi and IQ along. So if you start vibrating people's phones, IQ will now be able to detect them as they're getting switched off by the defenders, potentially revealing their location. So that's a whole new strategy that will come from this new season. So that is confirmed. She can ping defenders who are on their cams. She's always been able to detect them, but now she can easily transfer that over to a 3D space without any communication to her teammates. VIGIL can be pinged by IQ. So of course VIGIL is very good at hiding from attackers by using his gadget. He's always been detectable by IQ, but now IQ can ping his location. So if you've got an IQ on the team and you see VIGIL's interference on your drone, you can just have your IQ ping his exact location so that you can go and kill him. So that is confirmed for the poor VIGIL mains. We're now going to look at detecting Warden. This is just to show that he can be detected, and it's obviously going to be very situational with Warden, but we're actually going to be looking at the myth here of the ping is not a live update of the actual position. So if you're dealing with, say, a bandit battery or a mute jammer, of course they're not going to move, but a player or a drone is going to be moving. So remember that IQ's ping is perfectly accurate to where they were when she did the ping. But if they're a player or a drone, they might well have moved. So don't get overconfident and go around a corner expecting to pre-fire someone, because they may have moved to the other side of the room and will actually get the ambush on you. So that is busted. The ping is not going to be tracking with the enemy. It is stationary, so be very wary of that. IQ can ping Pulse's heartbeat sensor. So just like the other defenders here, if his gadget is active in his hands, that means IQ can ping it and potentially send all the attackers right to you. So if you're a Pulse player, watch out for that in the new season, and that is confirmed. So that's all you need to know about the IQ rework. We're going to move on to the Twitch rework, but I would love to know in the comments below if you think defenders, when they are pinged by IQ, should actually be notified saying spotted by IQ, so that VIGIL and Warden players and anyone on cams will instantly know they've actually been spotted, or do you think it's better that they don't know? Now we're moving on to the Twitch rework. So Twitch's drone can now jump, which is awesome, and it fires a laser instead of a taser. This is significant, which we'll get into later. But what you need to know for the basics here is that Twitch's drone will destroy everything it destroyed before, so bandit batteries, mute jammers, all that will get instantly taken out by the laser, and works pretty much exactly how you would imagine it. However, because it's a laser, it no longer disables stuff, and the gadgets it used to disable, it will now have no effect on. And this is a montage going in the background with all the different gadgets that I threw at it. Now let's get on to the specific myths. So first up, the Twitch drone now being equipped with a laser means that it has infinite range in Rainbow Six Siege. And because it can jump, it can get to some rather useful positions. So a good example here is we are on Clubhouse and we've got a couple of bandit batteries sitting right here. If we look out towards the garage, nothing looks unusual, apart from you might just notice a couple of lights appear as the Twitch drone looks ominously down on us. And yeah, that range means that you can shoot your lasers down and take out bandit batteries, Kaid's electrical, jammers, whatever the hell you want from really far away. Like, it has infinite range. It's just going to come down to how many walls are in your way. So that is confirmed for now. I'm kind of thinking this might change. Let me know in the comments below. Should it have infinite range? Should it have a limited range? I would love to know what you think. Now let's talk about killing enemy players with a Twitch drone. So back in the day, this actually happened, I would say, quite often, especially on an injured player. You would see a Twitch actually come in and steal the kill. But the damage output was actually brought down to a single point of damage in the past. Well, that is no longer the case. It now does 5 damage, so it can kill a player if they're low enough health, and it can kill players that are injured as well. There's also 3 laser shots saved up that you can fire off in quick succession, and then of course it needs to charge back up after that. So this thing is back to being lethal, or at least far more lethal than it currently is, and back to where it almost was before. So that is confirmed. Twitch can now destroy frost mats. So of course he does 5 damage, so I had to test this, and I jumped in and went lasering a frost mat with both drones, and I was about to honestly give up when all of a sudden this happened. So it took 14 shots to actually do this, so it's not practical in the slightest, but it is confirmed you can destroy a frost mat. Now I presume if maybe it's already taken some damage from a gunshot or something like that, maybe it's practical to come in and finish it off with a Twitch drone, you know, perhaps, but I doubt it. But certainly, it is confirmed. Twitch's laser can destroy Maestro cameras. Now, we're not talking about the actual glass being open and being able to shoot in, but actually being able to disable it, which you can do in the live version right now. You can go up to these and you can shoot them. It'll disable it, the glass will open, and then you can shoot in and destroy the Maestro camera. Well, that is no longer the case. You cannot do that anymore. So this is actually a little buff here for Maestro players, and a little nerf to Twitch's capabilities. So that is busted. She can no longer destroy Maestro cameras, or at least not when their glass is closed. Now let's talk about our running, because this is now laser based damage. We had to go back and test with our running and see if there was any other interaction. So shooting the actual gadget itself does nothing, shooting the lasers does nothing. However, there is something else. So because Twitch now spawns with a normal drone, she does have another piece of utility that she didn't have before, which she can now drive into those lasers and destroy it, and still remain with her 2 Twitch drones. So it's not like a direct counter or anything, but certainly having that extra drone now is very handy. And the reason she has a normal drone now is they're going to actually include operator repick in the future, which means attackers, once they've actually droned out during the preparation phase, will be able to switch operators before the action phase. So of course, if she spawned with a Twitch drone and then you were to switch to another operator, that would not be great. So now she spawns with a normal drone. Twitch's drone versus bulletproof cameras. So in the live build, this is what happens. You go up to one of these bulletproof cameras. If you shoot it, it gets disabled for a good chunk of time. And if you want to, Twitch can go around to this side and shoot in to actually hit the electronics and destroy the camera. But because it's now a laser, this is what happens in the test server build. So if you just shoot it, nothing happens at all. But if you go around to this side and you shoot the electronics again, it will destroy it. So I'm going to still say this is confirmed, like she can still totally counter these, but doesn't have that easy disable option to go with. And yeah, I guess we'll end with one more myth, which is that the Twitch drone can now jump, and that is going to change entirely how you play as a Twitch player and where you get your drone to. And because of the extra range with the lasers, it means putting it in different positions is going to become more and more viable, and it's going to basically be a massive change for how you play Twitch, or at least that's how I think it's going to play out. The tactics, the placements, it's all going to change with these new abilities, and you're going to be less effective against some things like Maestro cameras and bulletproof cameras as well. But anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this content and you want to keep up to date on Rainbow Six Siege, hit subscribe and like, and I'll catch you next time.